That's okay, you can do some screaming. Fully in, fully out. Because I'm a body worker and I'm using my hands so much, I get a lot of neck and shoulder pain, and I bet you get a lot of neck and shoulder pain. So today I'm gonna show you something that's really helped me manage my neck and shoulder pain because I'm doing body work all the time. So some of the things I'm gonna use: a lacrosse ball. I love this. This is called a peanut ball. A percussion gun. This is a Hypervolt. I know Costco has a percussion gun that I've actually tested out and it works great. So I think it's like 80 bucks or something like that. Let's get started. We're stuck in flexion, so we're like this a lot. We're driving, we're working. So we want to try to open ourselves up. And it's just simply engineering. If we can open up our hands and our wrists, and if we can open up our elbows, our shoulders are going to open up. And when our necks are going to be able to open up. If you have neck and shoulder pain, work on your hands and your forearms. Our forearms have flexors and extensors. Typically, your flexors are going to be a lot stronger because that's what you're doing, a lot more of gripping. And your extensors are a lot weaker. So the extensors, because they're weaker, they're going to hurt a lot more. So just keep that in mind. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on our hands. You can massage your own hands. Work your hands yourself as deep as you can handle it. The next thing to try is to take your knee, just put your knee on your hand, and you're just going to be searching and exploring for anything that's tight. Feel the intensity of this sensation. It's not painful to me because I've done this for so many years and I'm not afraid of this intensity. I don't really view it as pain anymore. Left hand, right knee, left hand, whatever's more comfortable for you. But on your hand, what I would be looking for is trying to release the outside of your hand and definitely your thumb pad. Because our hand, it's all about balance. So we want to open up our hand. The wider we can open up our hand, the better balance we're going to have. And the more we can open up our hand, the more our elbow is going to be able to open up. We can take a lacrosse ball and work our hands. This is not enough pressure for me, but it could be for you. We can kind of play around with the lacrosse ball to loosen up our hands. My favorite, massage gun. I just put it on level 1. Looking for the outside and the palm of my hand, but just explore your hand. And try to find anything that's tender in there. Yeah, there's a lot in my thumb. Find anything that's tender. Just hang out there for a little while. Let your hand relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Way too many years to realize how important the breath really is. We can stretch the hands out now if we want, after you do both sides. Next thing we want to try to do is hit the forearms. The forearms can be really intense, okay? We can use the massage gun. I'm just moving the arms slowly back and forth. If you've been watching Shadow's Table, you know I like receiving deep work. So I'm getting in there pretty good. If I find something that's intense, I'm gonna hang out there for a little bit. Wim Hof always says that. I love that. Fully in, fully out. And we're gonna just explore the top of my forearm. Now we've got a lot of different muscles up here, so we can explore that. The one that tends to get really tight is this brachioradialis here. We want to really spend a lot of time loosening this up, because if that's tight, it's going to keep our elbow in a flexed. When that elbow really releases, the shoulder's going to release. When the shoulder releases, the neck's going to release. If you can get this muscle to release, you are going to feel a lot of relief in your neck. However, this is one of the most tender, intense muscles because it's constantly being shortened, right? The more consistent you are with this kind of work, the less sore you're gonna get. For me, if it makes my forearm a little sore, but it helps my neck, I'm all for it. And we can just lock out that elbow. Do some circles with our wrists. I like doing something before and after, trying to do this before I do the work, then doing this while I'm doing the work, then doing it after I do the work, because you can really start to feel things are starting to open up. I use my right arm so much that it just tends to get tight. So forearm, extensors, flexors, hand, okay? So come on over here, we're gonna go to a wall. Peanut ball or lacrosse ball. More likely to have a lacrosse ball. We'll do it on this side because we're facing this way. So a little bit harder to get the flexors this way, but a great way to get the extensors. And honestly, spending more time on this brachioradialis, on these extensors, the better. Put the ball against the wall. You're basically going to be pinning your arm against your side and against the wall. And I'm using my hip, and I don't know, it feels fantastic. I really like this sensation. So I found a tender spot where I feel that it's restricted. And really what's restricted is the fascia. I love the lacrosse ball because it's got this rubbery surface and it's kind of sticky, and so it sticks to your fascia. And as you can see, I'm just hanging out there. So I can rest my shoulder, pushing my hip into the wall. When it's really intense, what do? We breathe. Always make sure you breathe. Breathe into the belly, then the chest, fully. When you feel the intensity go down, it's time to move to a different spot. Okay, I'm just kind of moving the ball to a different spot, a little bit higher up, closer to the joint. Oh yeah, this is probably going to be really intense on you. If you got a peanut ball, this thing is awesome. Just because there's a little bit more surface area. Now I can roll it without it rolling off the wall. This is definitely one of my most favorite things to do. Just rolling over that brachioradialis, rolling right over the joint. It's going to be really intense. All right, again, I'm just trying to get this muscle here that crosses the joint. This brachioradialis crosses the elbow joint, goes all the way up here. So I'm trying to roll this whole piece here. I can find a spot and just hold it. Or if I'm feeling feisty, I'm just going to roll up and down. Again, you can do this for as long as you want, but if you do it really intensely and for a really long time, chances are you're going to be sore. It's up to you, the amount of level of intensity that you want to go. I like things really intense. I mean, if you're watching Shadow's Table, you know I like things intense, so get on it. Thanks for watching Shadow's Table. If you like this video, make sure you like and leave a comment below, and we'll catch you next time.